this wonderful lesson. Let's share this video with our friends. Okay, share this video. So let's just wait for our friends. In 2 minutes, we are going to start this paper 1. Let's share the video. Let's share. Because this video might be help you in finding them. Because when answering some question on past paper, don't just go through those like for 2024. Just try to dig down. 2018, 2019, going down. You'll find that when this coming exam, you're going to find some question which are in one of the past paper, like back years ago. That's a way of tracking this ECZ math question. Okay, like I said, you have to go through past paper like 2 years, below 2 years, going down. Okay, so restart. We are looking at this 2019 math paper 1, and we'll be answering question 1, 18. And question 1 is we have to evaluate. So for solution, we have question 1. Remember, writing question number is the most important thing, because when you don't write question number, the examiner will be lost when marking it or paper. But when you indicate your question number, it will be easy for examiner to mark the paper. Okay, so let's start. We have negative 1 to the power 0 times 2 to the power 3. So, and you have that law, any number to the power 0, it is 1. So, negative 1 to the power 0, it is 1. Then times 2 to the power 3, it is same as 2 times 2 times 2, which should be equals to 1 times 2 times 2, which is 4, times 2, which is 8. So the answer for the question 1, it is 8. This is how we find the answer for the question 1. And for question 2, we are told to solve the equation. This is question 2. We are told to solve the equation. We have this equation of x minus 1 and the 2x plus 5 in the bracket, which should be equals to 0. So here, if you can see this equation here, don't make a mistake by expanding out this expression which are in the bracket. This expression which is here, it is already factorized. Or what you have to do, you have to equate each of these expression to be equals to 0. Simple and straightforward. Okay, so in which we are going to say x minus 1 to be equals to 0, or 2x plus 5 equals to 0. That's the way we do it. Okay, so in which we are going to say when minus 1 across the equal sign to be positive, so in which x it will be 1, or 2x equals to, when 5 across the equal sign to be minus 5, then you divide throughout by 2, in which here x it is 1, comma x equals to minus 5 over 2. So this is the 2 possible value. And if you can see from that past paper, we have 2 dash there. So that means they needed 2 answers. Because if you just indicate one answer, you are going to get, which is the half mark. Okay. So now, let's create a space here. sharing. So we are done with question 1 and question 2. Question 3 says simplify. We have to simplify this one, which is 4x squared plus 2y squared minus xy minus 6x squared and plus 2xy. What they mean by saying simplify? When you are simplifying, you are making this expression to be in simple. Okay? So what you do, if you can see there are terms which are same here, and those terms should be grouped together, in which this one here and this one, we have x squared here. So in which we are going to say 4x squared minus 6x squared. And don't forget, when getting the sign, this sign is for this figure here, and this positive is sign for this figure here. Okay, in which we have plus 2y squared, then we have minus xy plus 2xy. These are the terms which we have corrected. Okay, so 4x squared minus 6x squared, you are going to have minus 2x squared. Why did I come up with negative 2x squared? Because we are subtracting the bigger number from the smaller number, which is negative 2x squared, and plus 2y squared, then here minus y plus minus xy plus 2xy, you are going to have plus xy. Okay, because there we are following the sign at bigger number, that's why we have xy. Okay, so if you can see here, there are terms which so if you want, you can leave it here, but let's say factorize, because there's this value here and this value here. We have x and x here, so I'm going to say minus 2x squared, then plus xy plus 2y squared, in which we are going to have as what is common here, it is x. So we are going to have x outside, then remain with minus 2x, then plus, we remain here, x into here, we are going to remain with 1, then plus 2y squared. This is how we simplify this thing. Okay, so now we move on to question 4. Make sure you share with your friends. So now let's move on to question 4. Question 4 saying shade A union C complement intersection B in the Venn diagram. Okay. So here, where should we shade from this Venn diagram? Because they're saying A union B, A union C, A union C. These are the numbers. You should list the numbers which are here, OA, and the numbers in the C. But remember that we have this complement here. So that means A and C are excluded. So what is remaining? It is only this side. This is only space we should be shaded. Okay, this is how we find the answer for the question 4. So now let me just write some question from question 5, and we see how we can move up with this question paper. Okay, so I've written down some questions in the book because just like my book is very small, so that's why I'm writing questions. Have divided questions so now question 5 we are told question 5 we are told to factorize completely. Question 5 we are told to factorize completely. So I'm not going to write the equation as factorize completely. I'll just write these values, which is 4a b plus 6ac minus 6bd then minus 9cd. So we are trying to factorize this expression here completely. Okay, so they are terms which are equal. Okay, so what you should do, you should group this thing here. Okay, this is how we group these things. So we group like this: 4a b plus 6ac like this, then minus 6bd minus 9cd in the one bracket. Okay, so what terms are similar here? So if you can see, 2 can go into 4 and 6, and we have a and a here. So 2 it is common, so we're going to say 2 outside, then open bracket. Okay, then open bracket 2 into 4, you are going to have 2 into, so a it is common, so we are going to include a. So 2a into 4a, you are going to remain with it 2b. Okay, then a plus 2a into 6ac, you are going to have 3c. Okay, then here what is common? It is minus c 3. The number which can go into 6 and 9 without leaving any element, that is only 3. So coming to the letters which are equal are d. Okay, so we have 3d here. Okay, in which negative 3d into negative 6bd, you are going to remain with the 2. Okay, we are going to remain with the 2b. Then plus, because of this negative here, that's why this sign changes to positive, because negative times negative is positive. Okay, then here negative 3d into 9cd, you're going to have 3c. So if you can see, these terms are equal, so that means you are in the right path. Okay, so here 2a, we are going to pick one of these equal term together with this term here, which is 2a minus 3d. So we are going to have 2a minus 3d in the bracket, then 2b plus 3c. So this is how we factorize this expression here. Okay, so now let's move on to question 6. I hope you are following what I'm doing there. Let's move on to question 6. let's move on to question 6. So now, question 6. Question 6 is saying, a company declared a dividend to 1/4 15 way a share. Okay, let's say this Musalala has 600 shares. So the question which they ask me from this scenario here, they ask me about how much will she get if she contributes the shares, or if she has 600 shares and each share is so dirty, each share is valued at 1/4 15 ways. So what do we do to find the answer on how much this Musalala will she get? So the easiest way is just to multiply this 600 share multiplied by the way per share. Okay, so the easiest way of multiplying this number with the number which are in decimal, the easiest way is just doing like this, 600 times it, because here we have, this is the same as one whole number, then because we have two digits here, so that means we have 50 out of 100. Okay, so if you can see 100 times the 1, which is 100, times plus 50, which is going to be 600 times the 100 times 1, which is 100, plus 50, which is 150 over 100. So because of 2 digits before decimal, that's why we have used 100. Okay, if you divide 100 into 150, you're going to have 1.50. Okay, so you cancel these zeros. Okay, in which 6 times 0, you are going to have 0 here. Then 6 times 5, you are going to have 30, which is 0. Remainder 3. 0 here, remainder 3. 6 times 1, which is 6, plus 3, which is 9. So it will be 900 kwacha. This is the amount of money she's going to get when she has 600 share, when these shares were valued at 1/4 15 way per share. Okay, so we are done with the question 6 now. So now let's move on to question 7. Let's move on to question 7. Let's move on to question 7. So question 7 saying, given that 17 plus m plus 27 are consecutive of an AP. Okay. So the main question which was here, we have to find the arithmetic mean. So how do we find the arithmetic mean? Arithmetic mean saying we have to add this term which we are given here, then you divide by 2. Okay, so in which to find the value of m, we are going to say so here they're asking the number which is in between here. So what you have to do, you have to add 17 plus 0.7. So arithmetic mean to be 17 plus 0.7, which is m, it will be equals to, you divide by 2 here, okay, because it's arithmetic mean. So 17 plus 0.7, we are going to have which is the 44. Then you divide by 2, m, it will be equals to 22. So this is the value of m here, 22. So now let's move on to 7. We are done. So for those who have just joined us, we are looking at 2019 math paper 1, and we are answering question 1 to question 13. So now we are on question 8. So keep watching, share this video with your friends, because this video might help your friends. Okay, so now we move on to question 8. Question 8, they are saying the transpose of matrix A is negative 4. It is the transpose of matrix A. It is open bracket -1, 4, 5. The brackets. Then we have to find the matrix. So there, what they mean by finding the matrix? They mean that we have to find the matrix before the transpose. Okay. So remember that A transpose, it is -1, 4, 5. So to reverse this matrix, it will be A equals to -1, 4, 5. This is the matrix which they are asking. Okay. So now, this is A, and for B, question 8b, we are told that we have this matrix which is 1, 2, 3, and this matrix here is 1x 5, the bracket which should be equals to 24, and we are told to find the value of x. So how can you find the value of x from this matrix? Remember that when finding the matrix, you must multiply row by column. Okay, so 1 times 1, so 1 times 1 in the bracket, then plus 2 times x in the bracket, then plus 3 times 5 in the bracket, which will be equals to 24. This is how we do the thing. This one multiplied by 1, then this 2 multiplied by this x, 3 times 5. Okay, then 1 times 1, which is 1, plus 2 times x, which is 2x, then plus 3 times 5, which is 15, which should be equals to 24. Okay, so So now 1 plus 15, which is 16. So we're going to have 2x, which should be equals to 24 minus 16. Because 1 plus 15, which is 16, when 16 I process the sign to be minus 16. So we're going to have 2x equals to 24 minus 16. 24 minus 16, because we're not allowed to use calculator here. So what you do here, 4 minus 6, because this 4 is small, so we're going to borrow 1 here, which is 1 here. Then 14 minus 6, you're going to have as answer of which is 8. Okay. Because 8 plus 16, you're going to have 24. So in which 2x equals to 8, then you divide throughout by 2, x, it will be equals to 4. So this is the value of x. Okay, we are done for question 8, we are done. So let's move on to question 9. Okay. Let's move on to question 9. Make sure you share this video with your friends so that you may have the same benefit which we are enjoying now. Okay. So we have question 9 here. Question 9 is saying we have these numbers, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So these are numbers which are chosen at the random from the set. Okay. So we are told to find the probability. That it is perfect square. So we have to find the probability of getting the perfect square number. Okay. So the perfect square number from this set here. So these numbers, when you square it, they don't give decimals. So we have 1, 4, and 9. So when you square 1, you're going to have 1. When you square 2, when you square 4, you're going to have 2. When you square 9, you're going to have 3. So these are numbers. So this is A here. So the number which they're asking probability to find the square, the perfect square, which is 1, 4, 9. Okay. And from this probability, we only pick 1, 2, 3 numbers out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the probability of finding the perfect square from this set, it is 1, 2, 3. It is 3 out of all numbers, which is 10. So this is the probability which they wanted us to find. Okay. So now let's move on to question 9B, because we were answering question 9A. Okay. So we have question 9A. Now question 9B, we're saying solve the equation as 8 power x, which will be equals to 128. Okay? So how do we find the value of x from this exponential equation? So first of all, you must look. Can we reduce this 128 to have, let's say, 8 to the power 2 or to the power 3? We're not going to get 128. So let's reduce this 8. So 2 to the power 3. 2 to the power 3 it is 8. Okay? Then power x, which should be equals to 2 here. Because we picked this 2 for us to balance this exponential equation. Okay. So we must look for numbers which, when you square 2, you're going to have 128, and that number it is 27. When you square 27, you're going to have 128. Okay. So in which, because bases are same, 3 times x, you're going to have 3x, which will be equals to 27. Then you divide throughout by 3. So x, it will be equals to 3 into 27, which is 9. Okay, this is the value of x which is needed here. When you do 8 to the power 9, you're going to have 128. Okay. So now, let's move on to question 10. Question 10. Let's move on to question 10. Question 10, we're told, this is question 10a. We're told we have set A, which has got the prime numbers which are less than 12. So we have to list the numbers which are less than the prime numbers which are less than 12. So the prime numbers which are less than 12 are 2, 3, 5, and 7. So these are numbers which they were looking for. The prime numbers start from 2, 3, 1, it is not included, and 4. Because 4, when you multiply 2 times 2, we are going to have 4. So prime numbers are not those numbers which are same when you multiply them, get the answer. They are not like that. Okay. So these are the numbers which they were looking for. So now let's answer question 10b. Question 10b. Let's answer question 10b. 10b is in the sector. The sector. So I'm not going to write the question because the question is already in this diagram here, and the question you are going to read it on your own time. Okay. So in which here, given that area we are given as 14.85, and we are told that we have to take pi as 22 over 7. Okay. So here in this question we are told to calculate the radius r. So how do we find the radius r? So we all know that the formula of a sector, or find the area of finding the sector, because area we're given here. So area is equals to theta over 360. Why is theta over 360? Because this is theta here over, this is the kind of circle, because it was only cutted here. It was only squared. Okay. So area we are told that 14.85, which should be equals to 0.1 over 360. Then time was 22 over 7 times r squared. So these numbers may look complicated because we are not allowed to use calculator. So I'm going to show you this way on how you can find value of r. So if you can see, we have 7 here. 7 into 7, 1. 7 into 21, it is 3. Okay. And 2 here, 11. 2 here, 180. Okay. And here, 3 here, 1. 3 here, 6. So here remain with 60. So that means here we will only remain with 11. So we have 14.85, which should be equals to 11 times r. We are going to have 11 r squared, then over 60 degree, in which 11 r squared, which should be equals to 14.85 times 60 degrees. So how can we simplify this thing easily? So we are going to say 11 r squared should be equals to so we can take this value to take it into a number which has no decimal. So we are going to say it is 1480. Let me take it. Let me take it here. So we have 11 r squared, which will be equals to 1485. You divide by, because of these two numbers here, we divide by 100. Then time was 60. Okay. So now 0 here and 0 here. Okay. Then now 2 here, 5. 2 here, 3. Okay. And 5 into 1485, we are going to have, let's say you have 11 r squared, which will be equals to 5 into 14, it is 2, remainder 4, 5 into 48, it is, so 5 into 45, it is 9, remainder 3, 5 into the 5, it is 7, so 7 times 297 times 3, 5 into 1485, it is 297. Then you divide throughout by 11 which r it should be equals to then here 3 times 7, you are going to have 21, which is 1. 3 times 9, which is 20. 27, 27, 27, 27 plus 2, 27, 28, 29, so 9 here. Okay, then 3 times the 2, which is 6, plus 2, which is 8, divided by 11 here. Remember, we have squared. So 11 into, so r squared, it will be equals to 11 into 891. You're going to have, as 81. Then you divide throughout by, you provide square root both sides, in which r to be equals to 9. So this is the value of r. This is how we find the value of r. Okay. So now, because of time, I was going to answer from question 1 to 13, so I'll just end it on question 10. The next time we'll start from question 11 until question until the last question. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that next time you see you next time. Bye bye.